This video will introduce important influences over the formation of an early identity of what is now the United States of America. On September 6, 1620, 102 travellers, men, women and children, began a journey aboard the Mayflower to establish a colony in America. The Mayflower anchored at Plymouth Rock on November 11th, 1620. The 41 heads of families, all male, created what is now referred to as the Mayflower Compact. The Mayflower Compact is a set of rules designed to avoid mutiny and ensure cooperation between the travellers. Many consider the Mayflower Compact as the first step toward the establishment of the US Constitution. Following the agreement, scouting missions began to find an appropriate place for a settlement. After a month or so, the scouts identified a suitable location, and on December 18, 1620, the Mayflower landed at Plymouth, Massachusetts, on the site of what would become the Plymouth Colony. Landing in December, the travellers were largely unprepared for the coming winter, with limited provisions and no shelter. But more than that, they had a very limited knowledge of the local area, the basic geography, the weather to expect, and the food that they would be able to cultivate. By the following spring, 50 of the original 102 passengers of the Mayflower were dead. The Pilgrims had settled in a former Wampanoag tribe settlement. The remaining Pilgrims made a peace treaty with the Wampanoag, who helped them plant crops. Although some Native American tribes were peaceful, others were hostile. The settlement that the Pilgrims had claimed had previously been inhabited by the Wampanoag, who had abandoned it due to an outbreak of European disease, for which their immune systems were unprepared. Conversely, many of the deaths in the New World were caused by germs and diseases that the settlers had never previously been exposed to, such as influenza, diphtheria, smallpox, and scarlet fever. The high death rates caused by the unknown diseases led to growing belief in witchcraft. Think the Salem witch trials. On the Mayflower, 41 were Pilgrims, separatists who sought separation from the Church of England, which was deemed not holy enough. This was a small first group who were more welcoming and grateful. Think again of the first Thanksgiving, where thanks was given to the Native Americans who had helped with the sowing and reaping of the first harvest. From 1630 and on, Puritans began to arrive. The Puritans were non-separatists. They didn't seek to leave the Church of England, but to cleanse it from the influence of Roman Catholicism. As more Puritans arrived, they outnumbered the Pilgrims. The Puritans, in general, were more educated than the Pilgrims, and they also had a stricter approach to life. They did not want to share the land with the natives, and hanged dissidents, and believed in public shaming. Over time, the religious foundation of the colonies was replaced by an approach favouring logic and reason. The growth of rationalism led to the fight against the British for independence, and the creation of a union based upon the ideals of liberty and justice.